Hello and welcome to this week's CSM Live. You're joined by Adam Duce and
Jess Barton. We've got a cracking show lined up for you today, and if you want to get in touch at any part, then just tweet us at Cardiff Union TV, hashtag CSM Live, or search us on Facebook and leave us a message on there.
Yes, so we've got a packed show for you today. We're going to be looking at the Chinese New Year, different events at the Students' Union, and what the Trampolining Society has been up to.
Can't wait for that video.
As well as the renowned Bush Tucker or Presenter Challenge, we're now calling it, because I'm a Celebrity is no longer on telly. So
it will be back though. Look forward to it already. It's going to be a little bit tastier today. We haven't gone down the vile food route as we normally have. So I think you'll enjoy it a little bit more this week, Adam.
Thank you very much, Jess.
Especially for him.
So we've had a lot going on this week.
How's your week been?
Well, it's been very busy, actually. We've had Speak Week, as you know, and I was there on Monday at 6 o'clock in room 4J, where I asked the Vice-Chancellor a question.
Oh, very dramatic. What did you ask and what was the response?
Well, I asked him whether he would be in favour of discriminatory fee structure, because I offered the point that English language as a subject does not get the same amount of resources as, say, business or medicine, and why we have to pay the same degree as those individuals when they get more resources.
This is a very well thought out argument. I like this.
Because luckily I came in, as you did, on the final $3,000 a year-ish mark, but obviously it's $9,000 for the majority of students now.
And I completely sympathise. I'm Welsh, so the Welsh government subsidise any extras. So for anyone younger than me who are coming to uni now or came last year, then they're still okay if they're Welsh. But obviously if you're English coming in or foreign exchange student, then it's a lot of money.
His response was we didn't have the flexibility to do that.
And then moved on rather quickly?
Well, I suppose so. I mean, it's very difficult because the amount of money that goes into humanities schools is limited because it's not a vocational profession.
Yeah.
So there we are. Many people had their say. It's very interesting to watch. If you haven't watched it, log on to our CUTV News programme, which is on our Cardiff Union TV channel. Where they featured that.
And would you recommend going? How was the turnout, and for people who wanted to pose questions?
Yeah, no, it was very